Hello everybody, this is YellowDemonHurlr, here with you today to play The Last Federation. You know those, pan-galactic utopian federations you get in, sci-fi series? Well, this game is about bringing that about, uniting the 9, incorrigible races of your home system into a single, peaceful, unified body. Arkan Games is about to release a new expansion pack, Lost Technologies, which is what I'm playing now. And they were kind enough to send me a code for it. Don't think I'm just playing this because I got a free code for it, though. I have been eyeing this game for some time, and I am excited to give it a whirl. You can see down here where it says Campaigns 3 that I've been messing around with it a little bit. Couple failed recordings. That's nothing to do with the game itself, but so unlike most of these games where I go in completely blind, I know a little bit about how this works, but just a little bit. So let us begin. Quick start. Since I'm playing the expansion pack, I have two game modes: the standard Federation formation, which is what the base game ships with. Obviously, it's about forming your Pan-Solar Federation, and Tech Race, which is places emphasis on research. I'm new to the game, so I'm going to go with the standard Federation formation game mode. Let's begin. I am the last of the murdered race of Hydrals. We took to the stars and shot down the manned launches of everyone else. My countrymen were the dictators of the solar system. So we kind of had it coming. Yeah, this game has a little bit of a sarcastic edge to it that I like. Yes, that is me above. And you are me. This is our story. So leaning on the fourth wall a bit. Is that our story as in the Hydral and the player, or the Hydral and as a collective entity? Or does it distinguish between them? I'm not sure. I guess if you're a Hydra, having other people as part of your identity just kind of comes naturally. I was the sole survivor of a surprise attack by two other races, thanks to a renegade mission I undertook, betraying the other Hydrals to bring spacefaring technology to our potential rivals. Turns out, when you strap rockets to a moon, you can catch even the dictators off guard. My ultimate goal? The creation of a peaceful, united federation of planets. Do 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 do. I was probably messed up by the fact that there's music playing in the background, which I love, by the way. I like this music. Only then can we be safe from the kinds of atrocities my race committed, and the kinds that were committed against us. Naturally, upon my crash landing at this planet, I was placed in captivity. Having no concept of my strength, they did not realize that I was merely waiting. I waited for years. Stardate, first Proto, 3000. My dream of a universal federation is as alive as ever, and now the Acutians have finally gotten themselves into orbit. After spending so much time with me as a peaceful captive, they were ill-prepared for my escape. I have commandeered the first prototype executor, and now the Acutians are in hot pursuit. Boy, that must be embarrassing. You work to make the ultimate warship, and then you have it stolen. Immediately. These guys are not off to an ostentatious start. The Acutians are still in the process of ramping up their space industry, so that gives me a short window of opportunity. But soon their mechanical CEOs will be looking to make planetary acquisitions. These dangerous, amoral robots destroyed the last remnants of my race after the Evox almost wiped us out. Having them as my enemy was a given, I think. So, corrupt corporate cybernetic executives. Yeah, these guys are going to be a problem. Here they come. I outclassed this force so severely that it will be almost impossible to lose. So now is a good time to put my ship through its paces. But I still have to be careful. If they manage to take out my ship, I will be just as dead now as later. Okay. Alright, welcome to the combat tutorial. I have already been through this twice, so I will just kind of skip through it. Combat in this game is turn-based, but it's all turns are executed simultaneously. So you can see here I can choose where to go, where to turn, etc. Turning decreases the distance I can travel. Here we have the executions. I can end this battle in one of two ways. I can either blow them all apart, or I can sort of give up and dock with the survey platform and give them some technology. Given that this is the executions we're dealing with, and I do not want to make these guys stronger at the moment, so looks like combat it is. There are two phases of playing through a turn. First, you designate movement. Okay. Thank you. Then you designate an attack. You can either set it to auto-fire, fire at selected ships, fire at an exact point, or hold fire entirely. I'm going to let it stand auto-fire for the moment. We have 3 weapons, at least at the moment. We may unlock more later, I'm not sure. The minigun, which is for a small craft, the energy blaster, which takes down shields, and the gravity lance, which has a shorter range, but tears through enemy hull. We're not quite in range of anything, so I'm just going to let the minigun go on auto-fire for the moment. And you just click anywhere to execute that. That's a lot of small craft. So this does not appear to have any shields. So I'm going to go after him first. Yeah, I'll leave auto-fire on for the moment until I can close to gravity lance range with that guy. Still out of gravity lance range, so let's keep chasing him. And in the meantime, let's fire the energy blaster at this guy. You can see that this quickly turns into a bullet hell sort of game, where I think dodging the projectiles is an important component. Right, are we with the gravity lance? Just barely. Let's open fire. Near as I can tell, if your selected target isn't in range, then it will auto-fire until you are in range. So, let's keep up the pressure. Yeah, one more turn, and this guy should be out of it. Yes, objectives up at the top. Destroy the remaining flagships or dock with the survey platform. Thank you. Escape pods. You can capture enemy pilots or friendly pilots if you happen to be flying with people who get blown up, and do all sorts of things. Sell them back to their government, return them for free, or even sell them into slavery, which I will not be doing. Right. So let's grab them, and by holding down Shift, I can set waypoints. So that's movement. Now let's hit this guy with an energy blaster. Let's grab some execution pilots. Let's see, keep up the pressure here. One more, I think, and his shield should be down. Yep. Okay. Time for the gravity lance. Makes me think of the ion cannon from Homeworld. Let's see. Yeah, this should do it for him. Yep. No escape pods. start firing at him. Oh, power management. Yes, thank you. I already know this. I'm used to managing power from cutting my teeth many years ago on Starfleet Command. A little bit like Star Trek Online, but much more involved. Lots of power management, lots of turning battles, so I'm used to this sort of combat, honestly. Let's take a little bit of power out of our engines and transfer it to weapons. Okay, full power. No, I won't. Yeah, full power to weapons. I don't think these guys are going to be able to touch our shields. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Keep hammering on his Yeah, let's keep hammering on his shields. Energy absorbers resist energy. Okay. Now for the gravity lance. Yep, there we go. That's our first victory under our belt. Let's get out of here. Okay, Kyushin's lost some power. 14 turns taken. Took a total of 114,000 shield damage. 62 hostile ships participated. I destroyed 24. I gained credit by destroying enemy ships, 150 of it. They slightly disapprove of me. This action took 0.45 solar months. Rescued 9 Kyushin pilots. Okay. Alright, solar map. Let me see. Here's another thing I believe that the expansion pack adds is a ring world type of planet. Each solar system is randomly generated. This is different from the last 2 campaigns that I've loaded up. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do, actually, but okay, fine. We are now at Tapio, the Peltian homeworld. Anyway, but that's not what I want to do quite yet. See, even though these the system is randomly generated, it uses the same races every time. And the first thing I want to do is give spacefaring technology to the Skylaxians. They are scientist diplomats, and I think they will be very useful in forming my new federation. Because they can offer a sort of diplomatic backdoor to races that do not like me. And I will probably be making some enemies in this game. So, but before we do that, let us go through and introduce the races. I have not been able to find a sort of database in the game explaining who all of these people are and what they're like. So I have the wiki open in a separate window, and I'm just going to go through and read. The Hydras, of course, that's us. We already heard about them. The Acutions are corporate entities, robots. The Andors, that's these guys with the goat horns. They are also robots, but they are peaceful and benevolent. They will never take a planet from another race. They will fight if they feel the cause is just, but prefer to offer aid to the needy. So, these guys are... they will probably be easy to win over. Whether or not they will survive the other races is another question. But at least I don't think we'll have to worry about having them as enemies. The Borines. Where are the Borines? That's... these guys, I think? Yes. Solitary bestial loners. They're difficult to persuade to action, but once decided, it is easier to kill them than stop them. They prefer to avoid solar politics, but possess exceptional powers of mediation. So, they are a military power, but they also have some diplomatic sway as well. Problem is, they don't like to get involved, which could be an asset. So they are isolationist ice beasts. The burlests, yeah. These guys I'm a little bit nervous about. These are warmongering warlords. They respect strength above all else. They wage war constantly. Their leaders rule for life, which means as long as they can survive assassination attempts, duels, and all-out warfare. So these guys are probably going to be among the most aggressive species, although I'm sure the Acutians are going to match them. On the other hand, these guys are predictable, predictably aggressive, and if I can defeat the Prime Warlord, then I might be able to get them into the Federation that way, because they're that kind of society. The Evox. Paranoid kleptomaniacs. They were the most advanced beings in the solar system, and also unscrupulous, paranoid, and ruthless. Sometimes inclined to detonate their planet rather than allow it to be conquered. So, along with the Skylaxians, they are the most advanced, after the Hydrals, of course. The Evox were one of the two races that destroyed the Hydrals, though I believe they engineered a plague and sent it to the Hydral homeworld. And then the Acutians launched a moon and wiped out the survivors. And it looks like they have control over the remnants of the Hydral homeworld. Right, Peltians, which is where we are now. Communist agrarians. Naive, physically weak, and easily intimidated. Though poor in ground combat, they are on par with others in space. Artillerists without peer. These guys are a bit unusual in that the credit, or sort of social money, that I have to spend does not hold any sway with them, because they're communists. And then, of course, we have the Skylaxians, the honorable scientists, respected for their nobility and technology. They are skilled diplomats, which is what I want. A good foundation for a federation, but their strict morality leads them to condemn actions that others see as merely practical. So, lawful good. And then, where are the Thoraxians? Here we go. Terrifying insects. A race of drones with no value for individual life, ruled by singular queens. Powerful potential allies, but very hard to please. These guys, I think, will be my biggest challenge to bring them in. I think it'll be like trying to bring the Borg into the Federation. And then, of course, there's me. So, that's all the races introduced. Let's start out by visiting Conla and giving spacefaring technology to the Skylaxians, because so far it's just me and the Acutians who can fly around in space, and I do not want the Acutians to go unchallenged for very long. And on the other hand, I don't want to get a whole lot of super expansionist empires going very quickly, going right at the beginning. So the Skylaxians, I believe, are a good place to start. Feeling friendly? That's the spirit. If you're going to form a solar federation, you're going to have to make some friends. Credit is a super important concept. This is your social currency, so to speak. Doing things for races that they appreciate, or in some cases doing things that intimidate a race, gain you more credit. You can then spend credit with almost any race to get them to do what you want, or with mercenaries. Credit is basically money, but it's a little more nuanced than that. But be warned, sometimes there are no friendly actions you can take with a race. Either you don't have anything to offer them, or they simply hate you too much to accept even needed help. This is one of the many reasons that your influence with races is so important. Depending on the actions you take, your influence with a race goes up and down. High influence makes them more likely to cooperate. Low influence makes them more likely to try to kill you. I have a feeling that there are going to be plenty of people trying to kill us. So, a couple things we can do here. Hire a diplomat, or we can deliver spacefaring tech. I have a little bit of credit, so let's begin by hiring a diplomat. I want these guys on our side. These guys are will probably end up being the backbone of our Federation. And I want them on my side. And now we're going to do a mission. We are going to deliver spacefaring tech and get these guys up into the stars. Take action. Oi! Okay, so stuff just got real. Maybe. This is either going to be incredibly easy or impossibly hard, depending on how many races are already spacefaring. So, how this works, we're in the turn-based combat window again, only this time instead of blowing things up, we are trying to deliver spacefaring technology to that green circle up at the top. And to do that, we need to avoid these Accusation spy satellites. These guys fire out bullets in the general direction of anything they think might be present. And these bullets, they're not attack bullets, they're sensor bullets. They're just trying to find out if I'm there. And if they do, then my reputation with the Accusation is going to go down. So, and of course they've got people sitting pretty much right on top of the dropship. I want to do this without being seen if at all possible, so let's turn weapons and shields down to minimum. Since they're not going to start shooting at me until they detect me. So shields up a little bit, maximum engines, okay. So that gives us the greatest turn rate and speed. Let's hold fire. I don't want to alert these guys. You can see they have kind of weird patterns. Let's go this way. So, if I reach that point, I automatically warp out. So, how bold do I want to be? Should I just zip in and see what I can do? These guys are slow to track, because they don't know exactly where I am. Let's give it a try. Ooh. Go! Yes, 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 yes! That was close. Okay. Well, that's it. We did it. The Skylaxians will now be spacefaring. And we did it without being detected.
The Skylaxians are now spacefaring.
Yay!
They are an advanced species and disapprove of your race's past actions. However, they may just be the key to forming a federation, as their powers of persuasion over the other races are non-trivial.
I'm guessing this is the ship's AI talking. Anyway. Right! Skylaxians are now spacefaring. And, since we deliver the tech, they like us. And thus, I believe the backbone of our Federation is in place. We're happy to join the party. The second to arrive in space is no shame. Alright, so that, I believe, is enough for one episode. We will pick up soon. I am thinking of doing this every few days, twice a week, Tuesday, Thursday, although I haven't decided for sure yet. So, probably Tuesday, Thursday. So I will be seeing you soon. In the meantime, thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!